Welcome to A Shot of Ag. I'm your host, Rob Sharkey. Why do people go to universities and colleges? Is it just to get an education, to get a job, or is it about connections? Well, today's guest, Susan Graham, is going to talk to us about the connection part. Yes.
Yes, I am.
You are the Director of Development for the College of Ag, Life, and Physical Sciences at SIUC.
That is correct. You got that mouthful correct.
Do you have like 2 business cards that fold out to put all that on there?
We kind of abbreviate along the way there. It's very in small print, but.
Director of Development. So what do you do?
So my role, when you think of development, is fundraising, but it's beyond that. To me, it's about the connections and the relationships and the impact that we're able to make with students and connect our alumni with our students and support them in any way possible, whether that's financially or whether that's of their time and talent, just however we can help benefit students. And in this situation with agriculture, we're training the next generation. So to continue that pathway of preparing the next generation for the future.
Okay. I always thought that'd be hard. The connection part, easy.
Yes.
Actually hitting people up for the old pocketbook. I always thought that'd be hard to do.
It's really not, because there are people, many times there are people that come to us and say, I want to help, how can I help you? And it's a matter of having ready in my mind and working with our dean to know what are our priorities, what areas do we need help financially, where can we help a student with a scholarship? And that's very near and dear to me, is to provide those kids the opportunities with that financial support where we can, but also to connect them then with the people that give them that financial support.
Is there always some way to try to help a student? Because a lot of people think, I can't go to university, college. I can't do that because I can't afford it.
Right.
What do you say to them?
I say give us a chance. I always tell students that come to campus, because I've done the recruitment side before. So I tell students, give us a chance, give us a call. If you feel like we're not giving you enough, or if I can't promise you we're going to find the money, but give us a chance to at least look and see what we can do to help you. Never let money be the reason you do not come to SIU. Never let that be the deciding factor.
So you used to recruit too?
I did.
But you used to go out and get them liquored up and then have them sign something?
No, not quite.
Yeah.
But you remember
Worked for the French Foreign Legion.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's more of handling campus visits. I didn't do a lot of school visits in my role, but I have done school visits before. Those are very rewarding. We recently did a school visit where students were awarded what scholarships they were going to get to come to SIU, and to see that excitement of them ready to come to campus for that first college experience is pretty awesome. It's very fulfilling to have that moment.
You were a Saluki.
I am a 2-degree Saluki, working on my 3rd. I have to get through prelims for my doctorate, which is my goal for 2026.
Dr. Susan.
Dr. Susan Graham, yes.
Yeah. So what were the first 2?
First 2 I did in business. I did management information systems in the College of Business and Analytics, and then I did my master's focused in marketing, my MBA. And my tie to SIU in education was very near and dear. My grandmother attended SIU in 1926 and 1927. And
Is there a lot of chicks back then going to SIU?
there were a lot of them that went in the summers because they would save money and go take classes in the summer, earned enough credits to take the teaching exam, and then she passed after 2 summers and taught in a 1-room school in Cypress, Illinois.
Could you imagine?
No, I can't.
That's crazy.
It is. And I have a photo of her with her friends around the Paul and Virginia statue in front of Shryock Auditorium in the 1920s. So I was the first one in my family since she attended to graduate from SIU. So it's pretty special.
How long have you been there?
I have been on campus. It will be 33 years the end of March. I have been in the agriculture building for 30 of those years.
My gosh, you look like you're 35.
Well, thank you. SIU's treated me well, I guess.
That's a long time to be there. I mean,
it is a very long time.
Either you can't move on or you're happy with where you're at.
I am happy with where I am right now. We have an outstanding group of administrative team. We have outstanding people on campus to work with. The students are amazing.
Are they really?
They are.
Don't
They
you have
keep
to
you
say
young. No, for the most
Little
part.
brats.
Sometimes they can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hit them?
No, we don't hit them. We may stare them down once in a while, but we don't hit them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
those days are.
Well, by the
Long gone.
time someone goes to college, they're probably somewhat invested.
Yes,
So
they are.
maybe a little bit
There's
more of an better attitude than like high school.
a little bit, but it's really also amazing to see them sort of mature and grow while they're in college through that, well, most of them, through that 4 years, to be able to see that growth aspect and turn into from this high school student to this young adult who's ready to go out, they think, and face the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we've had so many successful Salukis, so, and I get to sit back and watch.
So when you go to university, you talk about the connection part of it. And now explain, the advantages of like the connection. Are you talking networking?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's networking with our alums, with our industry supporters. I mean, the ag connections there's so many of them and so many people that are there to support our students to be successful. And not just financially, but to support them with their career, to be that mentor to them, to be the person that they can go to when they're not sure what to do, or a career decision, or making that connection to get in the career field they would like to be in. So there's advantages to that network. And I mean, Salukis, there's just something very unique about Salukis. It's that community. There's only one Saluki. So
There's only one Saluki mascot
correct.
in the whole world.
In the whole world. And that's at SIU.
It's an Egyptian racing dog. Why? Why?
It has to do with the legend of, from what I was told, and I need to do more research myself, but it's because Southern Illinois has been named Little Egypt, similar with the two rivers connecting with the Mississippi and Ohio meeting in Cairo. And then the topography of Southern Illinois, the rock formations, it's just got that Little Egypt feel. So it's very fitting that our mascot is an Egyptian running dog.
I always heard that, but I didn't believe it. I guess I'm in denial. Denial. That's it. River.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Talking about students and
Yes.
our programs in the agriculture world, and our relationships for students is what I feel like makes SIU a very unique and brings all Salukis together. I wish I knew the secret sauce, but I don't really know that I can even define it.
Southern has always been a bit of a. I always looked at it as kind of like the rebel university. All right, you got U of I, right?
Yeah.
And you got ISU that is like trying to be U of I, and then you've got Western, and I don't know. I think they just like party all the time. And then, but Southern, man, we were like the rebels down there.
Yeah, it's got a lot of history.
Yeah.
A lot of things have happened over the years, but Salukis are strong. And I just think the outlook right now, things have been sort of dicey, kind of uneven for a few years, maybe off and on, but right now the future is so bright with everything we have happening.
It seems like you guys have put a renewed focus on College of Ag and Science.
We have.
Yeah.
We have.
Are you happy to see that?
I am very happy to see that. With the merger, when we reorganized about 5 years ago now, there was a lot of unknown because it was combining two colleges that weren't sure they wanted to be together. But the similarities and the way that people are coming together, it takes chemistry in agriculture. We have biological sciences, zoology, microbiology, where there's a lot of amazing research going on. And it's all for this to benefit the future and the well-being of humans and individuals, and making sure we have enough food to feed people. So it's all coming together, but that renewed push and belief in our ag college and our ag programs has been very enlightening, especially on campus. From the president to the chancellor, everybody's on board to help us.
How about you personally? You got any kids?
I do have. I have 4 sons who are 30 seconds apart, so they were born the same day.
You have quadruplets.
I have quadruplets.
You have 4 boys, and you had them at the same time.
Correct. 2 are identical, 2 are fraternal.
Why would you do that?
I didn't do that on purpose. I was 3 months pregnant before we knew there were 4. I thought there was one. We did go through infertility treatment. We were in the first steps with the first drug that did not work the first month, but it worked the second month really well.
With a vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always say God had a sense of humor that there were 3, and then he decided that wasn't enough, so we had to split one and make 2 to have 4. So
I didn't know we were going to do math.
yeah.
Yeah. So this was a time when there was a lot of this going on, right? Because I think they were trying to figure out like the in vitro and all that
Correct.
stuff. Because you had the quad mom or the octomom, you had the one that nobody could stand. Her husband breathed too loud. They had the reality show, Kate, right?
Kate, yes.
Yeah.
Kate plus 8.
Wasn't a
Yeah.
fan of her.
That was right about the time my kids were little when all that happened. So there was this perception of looking at multiple births in a different way, I think,
Yeah.
than we do now. My kids are 31. They'll be 32 this year. So we've seen a lot of changes in that perception over the years. And I am thankful that they have sort of, I think, kind of perfected or come a long way with the advancement of infertility treatment for women, because you shouldn't judge them, in my opinion, because they're just trying to have children.
Yeah.
And this is a real thing, a very emotional thing for women to go through. So to be blessed with children at all was a huge relief for us. Now, I wasn't doing it again, but once was it. I was done.
Did they offer you a reality show?
We were offered to go on a couple different shows. We kind of declined.
Yeah.
Life was a circus enough as it was to
Yeah.
add that component to it. And I've tried to be a little bit protective of my kids, a little bit.
Because you're a good mom.
Well, I like to think I am sometimes, but yes,
I mean,
try to be.
those shows, it doesn't matter what. They seem like they just ruin every family that
Yeah,
touches
and
it.
especially back, I mean, because that was many years ago. So even back then, especially because, again, it was just people would come by our house to see what they looked like. And it's,
Really?
Yes, it's like they're babies.
Did you charge them?
No, it was like, please just leave us alone. But so this people, no one knew how to deal with the whole excitement of it. And I know
Yeah.
everybody meant well, but it's just like us trying to figure out how to maneuver this lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I went back to work when they were 3 months old. I had my SIU family standing behind me, and it's because I am where I am today because of that support I had through that.
Well, it had to be kind of difficult, right? You want kids, and that if anybody that you don't understand wanting kids unless you can't have them, or
Right.
you struggle having them.
Right.
It's a kind of a monthly disappointment,
Yes.
and it can be heartbreaking.
Yes.
So here you are, you have kids, and then the awkwardness of having people not understanding what you guys went through. That had to be a difficult time.
It was a very difficult time because we're trying to absorb having 4 children, and most marriages end in divorce. We're sort of very blessed that we did not end that way. We're still happily married, at least most days. And so, and again, I couldn't do even what I do without my husband's support and the support of my family. My children are very important to me, but yes, you're trying to deal with all this and then to be judged on top of it. I think it's made me be very much more careful about judging women. I don't understand the full journey that some women have to go through, but I do understand part of it. And it's a huge emotional roller coaster.
I can only imagine. Hey, we had 4 kids that were spaced out, right?
Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah.
There's times when, as a dad, I look back, I'm like, oh, not very proud of that moment,
Yes,
But you
yes.
always had eyes on you. If you
Always.
lost your cool or whatever and got mad at them, they're, oh, well,
Yeah.
see,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
why.
glad you don't have my kids here to ask that question, but no, there were times where it's like, I don't know that I can do this, or yeah, how are we going to survive? I mean, we had the complexity of having one with cancer thrown in there on top of that. So we had 10 months of chemotherapy with 4 babies, with one in and out of the hospital.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's completely cured though. 31 years.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to Southern,
'Kay.
right? So opportunities come up for people, young folks that go there. Tell me
Correct.
about going to Costa Rica.
So I have been very fortunate. We have a study abroad program. It is a world crops class. So I actually took the class once. So I went as a student in the PhD program. And then a couple of years, I actually got to serve as the teaching assistant. So I got to help organize and keep the students sort of corralled and engaged and made sure we got them there safely and brought them home safely. It was an eye-opening experience for me. It was life-changing. I had never been out of the country, so to make it through that process of going out of the country, experiencing the beauty of Costa Rica and their agricultural programs, was life-changing. And for me, I was able to see that sometimes students have this barrier in traveling because they don't know. It's that fear of the unknown and not knowing how to maneuver travel or how to get on a plane. Some of these young people it's very intimidating. And so to see them overcome that fear and get to experience agriculture from a different perspective is what I absolutely love to do. And so I don't think we're going to be able to go this year, but hopefully again next year we'll be able to go back to Costa Rica with a group of students. Someday I hope to plan an alumni trip for alumni to have that experience of the agriculture tour.
To Costa Rica, all inclusive with a pool and a beach.
We do have a beach day, and it's pretty awesome. You're on spring break. It was always during spring break. So we tried to make sure that the students had a day so they could enjoy spring break while they're still learning. And I think many of them, if not all of them, walk away with that same feeling of, wow, how life-changing it's been.
I think it's important at that age to take advantage of everything like that you can, because, you know, then you get into, I don't know, a lot of them get out, you got a job where you're just starting, so you can't take time off, and then you get married, you have kids, and then all of a sudden it's been 10, 15, 20 years before you can have a chance to go on a trip like this again.
Correct.
So, I mean, do you push the college kids? You tell them, hey, now or never, folks?
That's pretty much what we do. I mean, it is a financial burden for some of them to come up with that funding. We try to get them to start early, save your money a little bit. It's really not that expensive. I think our total cost the last year was right around $3,000 for 10 days in Costa Rica, and that includes all meals. Yes, flight, everything. So, and they also get to do a homestay program, so they stay with a host family for about 3 to 4 nights while we're in country, and so they're immersed in the culture to learn it directly from those living there and not just hearing about it, which makes a total difference.
Yeah. Emily asked everybody to bring something to put on a desk. You brought an S780.
I did.
Why is that?
So with the help of my kids, we had this family discussion about what would be something that represents me or something that would be a talking point. And one of my kids actually did come up with, shout out to Jordan. He is the second born and an identical. But he said, you need to take a tractor because it represents relationships. And this pretty much sums up who I am, what I do. I love connecting people. I love connecting causes, and this represents one of my relationships is with our John Deere dealer, who graciously assists us with the John Deere program in providing equipment for our students to learn on. So every year we have received equipment from them with the newest technology, with the newest equipment, more than likely probably newer than they have at home on their farm.
Yeah.
To learn on and learn about agriculture so they're able to share that knowledge. And so to me, it's all about relationships. This came from a friend who graciously provided me with this combine. And I do have the heads in my office at work, but you know, which one do you bring? So
You didn't want to create controversy.
I didn't want to create controversy.
Plus, so this is the big boy tractor. So, I mean, it's not the X9, but it's the next step down. So the heads would be pretty big.
They are pretty big.
I only
in
have so
my
much
office.
desk.
Yeah. And I have quite the collection because Farm Progress Show has been a show that I've been able to go to since about 2008 or 9. And so I've collected the Farm Progress Show editions
Yeah.
each year.
It's nice to have green on my desk.
Yeah, well, I'm glad.
thank you.
I'm glad. I'm glad I picked
Yeah.
the right color.
And
But,
the unload auger is longer than the other brands. I'm just,
Yeah.
read into it what you want.
yeah. I'm really glad it worked out. But yes, it's all about the relationships for me and making connections.
Okay, well that's great because that goes right in line with what you want to do. What are you hoping for the future of Southern?
I hope we can continue to build on some momentum of things. We're working on livestock judging team and bringing back some of the traditional ag programs and ag activities for students that maybe has gotten lost along the way. So livestock judging team, our quarter scale tractor team coming back online, having the bull test operational again, our ag education program expanding. We are the servicer pretty much for the District 5 of Illinois FFA. A lot of events are held on the SIU campus, or we send our ag education students to judge events for our schools out in District 5. And so we have about 4,000 to 5,000 students that come to campus a year with
Wow.
various FFA events, and it's exploding with FFA numbers increasing, thanks to our Director of Agriculture, Jerry Costello, who's an SIU alum. We appreciate all of their support, but he has budgeted and covers the state dues for FFA members. So Illinois FFA has gone from 25,000 members to over 42,000 members in a very short amount of time. And we continue to try to help those students in Southern Illinois with those CDE events, those opportunities, providing career days for them, hosting Green Hand workshop. And I hope we can continue to build on that and offer those opportunities for the students of Southern Illinois and beyond.
Can you play the piano?
I do. My 5th child is a baby grand.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, all right.
It was another baby or piano, so I went with the piano.
So it's probably a good choice.
It
yeah.
was a
So
very good
classical?
Classical, yes, but I am music minister at our church, so
Oh,
yeah.
do people complain about what music you
Yes,
pick?
sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just tell them this is what God wanted.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes. So
Does that bring you peace when you play?
it does. That's my stress relief, is to pull out. I enjoy playing the Baroque period, so I play a lot of Bach, Beethoven, and it is when I need to relieve stress, and I have an actual acoustic piano, baby grand, so I'm able to kind of feel that vibration back off the strings, and that's the way I try to stay stress-free.
But what happens when one of the notes goes out of tune? Does it drive you nuts?
A little bit. I do
Yeah.
have a piano tuner. Now, it doesn't need to be tuned right now, but we're
Yeah.
working on that.
We bought one. My daughter was into it, and it has a humidifier on it.
I don't have that, but we
Yeah.
leave our temperature in the house pretty much set the same. We don't
Is that the
do
key
drastic
to
changes. Yes, keep the temperature. At least it's worked for us.
Okay. How do you have time to be a music minister at church?
By prayer, no. It's time management, a lot of it. And I mean, it involves, we have gone to technology. We're a small church in a sort of rural community of Southern Illinois, but we have started to incorporate technology and look for the future.
Does your church have drums?
We do.
Isn't that kind of like the heathens versus the whatever?
I think it used to be. I
Yeah.
don't know that it is so much anymore.
Our church put the drum behind glass.
Ours is so you can control the sound,
Yeah.
and
so
you mix it then from the soundboard.
sometimes the drummers get a little. The Lord gets in their
The
soul.
Lord gets in their soul.
Yeah.
Yes.
If people want to find out more about Southern or what you do or get a hold of you, where would they go?
So there's a couple of ways. The easy way to get hold of me is email at susang@foundation.siu.edu, or they're always welcome to call 618-453-2469.
2469. Okay.
Yes.
We'll put it down there below,
Okay,
so
good.
don't worry. Yeah. I miss having a 618 phone number.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, you could get one back. Just get a cell number.
There's no way I'm changing my FedBit number. We're sticking with the old 309. I miss it, but I'm a 309 guy.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just.
So what do you
is
miss
it
the
is.
most about Carbondale?
It's beautiful down there.
Yeah.
It really is. We spent a lot of time going around to, you know, the area, the Garden of the Gods and the national park down there. It's just, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
It's the prettiest part of Illinois, in my
Yes.
opinion. And yeah, I miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Winston, the bagel guy.
Yeah. Now the bagels have come back. Winston is
He's
no
no
longer.
more, yeah.
Yeah, but we do have bagels. They are really good. In fact, the students have him come once a semester at the beginning of the semester, sort of a celebration, a student appreciation, and he will set up outside the building, and we all get to enjoy bagels, and
That's
they're
the
amazing.
reason. It's a reason to go to Carbondale. Susan Graham.
Come to the bagels. Come
Thank
for
you.
the bagels.
Thank you very much. Everybody else, we'll catch you next time. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to explore more of our local content. You can connect with us on our social media platforms, visit our website, or download and watch the free PBS app. We can't wait to see you next time on A Shot of Ag.